We will discuss about critical path method. So, any project generally consists of so many activities, right? So, any civil engineering project, let us take. Consists of several activities. So, what is meant by activity? So, activity is nothing but a simple task, which consumes time and of course resources like money, material, machinery, all those things. Okay, time and resources. So activity, an example for activity, example, site clearance. Site clearance for construction, suppose. Earthwork excavation. Okay. Earthwork excavation. See, for construction of a building, earthwork will be excavated for footings actually. So after excavation, what you will do? So PCC concrete, okay, plain cement concrete, PCC bed concrete, okay, PCC for bed, okay. So you lay the concrete, right? Then what you will do? Reinforcement for footing. Reinforcement. Reinforcement laying for footing. See, all these are activities actually. Okay. See, so many several activities will be there. So wall construction, shuttering for beams and slab, shuttering for columns. Shuttering means formwork, okay. Columns, flooring, plastering. See, all these are activities. Okay. Understood? No, any project will be consisting of generally several activities, right? Just now, okay. See, our aim of the project is what? We need to finish the project within the scheduled time, right? So we need to complete the project within the scheduled time. So to complete the project in scheduled time, so we need to monitor all these activities and we should ensure that all activities must be completed within the planned date, okay, with the planned duration, okay. So every activity of course consumes time and resources, right? Time and resources like material, manpower, and of course machinery. See, if you know the exact duration, exact dates of that activity, you can procure all these things. So when we need to purchase bricks, when we need to procure manpower, when we need to take machinery for lease or rental purpose, so we need to plan all these things, okay. So all required resources must be planned, okay. So that means we should know when this activity will take place exactly, on which date this activity will take place. So we need to know prior starting of the project. Okay, we need to plan and we need to understand the all these requirements. Okay, so for this purpose we construct a network actually. See, all these activities can be arranged, okay, in a systematic manner, in a systematic manner. Okay, I mean, based on the dependencies. So after completion of one activity, okay, I mean, other activities can be started. So interdependency will be there in between activities. Okay, in between or among the activities, interdependencies will be there. What is interdependency? Interdependency means, see, unless completion of one activity, you cannot start another activity. Example, see, to lay the, I mean, to lay the concrete, to lay the concrete for beams and slab, suppose. So reinforcement and formwork must be completed. Formwork must be completed. See, after completion of this formwork and reinforcement, then only you can lay the concrete. That means concrete laying is depending on certain activities, right? After completion of those activities, then only you can do this activity, this concrete laying. Okay, that means some interdependency is there between between or among the activities. Okay, that means how to represent this interdependency. So the interdependencies can be represented by, okay, a network of activities. Okay, the interdependencies can be represented by a network of activities. Okay, so in network, basically you can see few things. Those are, so in network, if you see in network, we can see activities, comma, events, activity description, and duration of activity. Duration of activity, of course, with some logic. Some logic. What is that logic? See, after completion of one activity, then only other activity can be started. These kind of interdependency also, that logic also, we need to put in this network actually. Example, suppose, example for the network. Okay, so here we need to understand one more thing. Event, what is mean by event? Okay, that also I will explain you. What is this? Okay, one simple network I am drawing. See, 1 is event, 2 is event, 3 is event, 4 is event. 1, 2 is an activity, 2, 3 is an activity, 3, 4 is an activity. Suppose this is activity 1. Okay, time duration. So below this actually we write time duration. Suppose it is 2 weeks. Okay, activity 2, it may take 3 weeks. Activity 3, it may take 5 weeks. See here, 1, 2, 3, 4 are actually events. events. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are events actually. Activities. Activity 1 is basically 1, 2 activity, 2, 3 activity, 3, 4 activity. So 1, 2 activity is nothing but activity 1 or activity A, activity B, activity C. Okay. So A activity is nothing but 1, 2 activity. Activity A is nothing but 1 to 2. So what is 1 to 2 means? Starting event is 1, ending event is 2. So you can represent activities with the starting and ending events like this. 1 2 represents starting event 1, ending event 2. The joining of 1 2 is nothing but activity A. Similarly, activity B is 2 3. So activity C is 3 4. Okay. So like this, activities can be represented. So events 1 2 3 4 events. Okay. So what is the difference between event and activity means here? Event does not consume any time or resource. Event is just starting or ending of a task or activity. Just completion or starting. Okay, that is the event actually. So event does not consume any time or resource. Event does not consume any time or resources. Just it is an event. That means it's completed, started, that kind of things. Okay. So building, I mean footing concrete started. That is an event. Okay. Footing concrete completed. That is an event. So in between process is called what? Activity. So footing concrete laying is an activity, but starting of that activity is an event. Ending of that activity is an event. So clear అర్థమైందా ఈవెంట్ కి యాక్టివిటీకి డిఫరెన్స్ ఏంటో Madhu?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
See,
sir.
in this, see, we have drawn here a simple network. So in this network, three activities are there. Activity A, B, C, three activities. 4 events are there. See, the logic is here. After completion of activity A, then only activity B can be started. After completion of activity B, then only activity C can be executed. So like that logic also is there. See, in this network, activities are there, events are there. Activity description. Okay, activity A, activity B, activity C. These are the description of activity, and duration of those activities also mentioned here. So I will give you one more example. One small example. Okay, suppose events 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. So here also A activity, some 7 days, B activity 6 days, C activity 4 days, D activity 2 days. See, like this. This is also a network. Okay. Here you can observe A and C activity can be executed parallelly. There's no dependency. For A activity and B activity and C activity can be executed parallelly. Sometimes, suppose at a site actually bar bending for columns may be going on at one side, bar bending for columns. Okay. Other side excavation for footings may be going on. See, excavation for footings and bar bending for columns, these are two independent activities, so they can be executed parallelly. అర్థమైందా మీకు? Because there is no independency, you can start both activities simultaneously, right? A and C activities. Suppose if you see A and B or C and D, see B activity cannot be started until completion of A activity. Similarly, D activity cannot be started until completion of C activity. So dependency is there. So if there is a dependency, those activities are called actually serial activities, or otherwise, if two activities are started simultaneously, executed simultaneously, those are called parallel activities. Parallel activities. Okay. Clear? Parallel activities ki serial activities difference?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now in this, while drawing this network, actually some rules are there, okay, for drawing network. This is called a network actually. So activities are basically two types. Activities are parallel activities. That means no dependency, no interdependency. Okay. Serial activities. There is a dependency. Okay, like this activities. So while drawing this network, some rules we need to follow. So rules for a network. So an important rule is, first one, some simple rules are there. So the network must be only one starting node or event. So event can be called as a node also. Event can be called as a node also. Node or event. Okay. Nodes are events. Okay. So only one starting event must be there for any network. Only one starting event. Okay. Similarly, only one ending event. Only one ending event must be there. Only one ending event. So next, third one is actually any activity. Activity should be represented uniquely. Okay. Any activity must have unique representation. That means, see, no two activities can have same starting event and ending event. Okay. That means two activities should not have same starting and ending events. Okay. No two activities should have same starting and ending events. Okay. This is very important rule. Okay. Suppose if you want to have two events like this, two activities like this. This is one activity A, and another activity. Suppose this is represented by 1, 2. Starting event is 1, ending event is 2. So you cannot have like this. See, suppose B activity also same starting and ending node. This is wrong. This representation is not allowed. Then what to do? Suppose two parallel activities are there, which is having same starting event and ending event. Then how to solve this problem based on this rule? Then we can go for dummy activity. Okay, here dummy activity will come into picture. That means, So 1 2 will be having A. Suppose 1 3 is B. Then see our requirement is actually C activity must be started after completion of A and B. That is our requirement. Then we can go for this. C activity must be started after completion of A and B. So that can be solved by introducing a dummy activity. Dummy activity will be represented by dotted line and its duration is generally 0. Duration is 0. Okay. Dummy activity. This is dummy. Okay, dummy activity. Okay. So here suppose 3 days, this is 4 days, this is 6 days. Okay. 3, 4, 6. Here this is 0 days. So dummy activity always having duration of 0 duration. Okay. Dummy activity can be introduced to solve the above problem. The duration of dummy is 0. It is represented by a dashed line. Okay. So these are the simple, very simple rules actually for drawing a network. Clear kada? Network అనేది అందరూ అర్థం కదా? నెట్వర్క్ లో యాక్టివిటీస్ ఉంటాయి, ఈవెంట్స్ ఉంటాయి, డమ్మీస్ ఉంటాయి, సమ్ టైమ్స్ లాజిక్ కోసం. ఓకే, సమ్ రూల్స్ ఉంటాయి అన్నమాట. జోష్నా క్లియర్ కదమ్మా?
Yes, sir, clear.
కీర్తి,
Yes, sir, clear.
మధు?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Okay. See, if you know how to draw network, then the picture is now, the thing is here now. What is meant by critical path? What is meant by critical path method? What are the floats? All these things we need to discuss. Okay, that is our the important thing here. For gate point of view, we need to understand that what is meant by slake. Okay, so all these things. So now we'll see what is meant by critical path method. So we need to discuss here what is critical path. Okay, so flow, what is meant by slack, what is meant by float. So types of floats. This is what is meant by total float. Okay, what is meant by free float, what is meant by independent float, what is meant by interfering float, what is meant by earliest occurring time, earliest event occurring time, what is meant by latest event occurring time, and what is meant by earliest start time of activity, earliest start time, what is meant by earliest finish time, latest start time, earliest finish time. Okay, latest start time, earliest, sorry, latest finish time, see, we need to understand all these things. Okay, see, these are earliest start time, earliest finish time, latest start time, latest finish time. These are related to basically activity related things. Okay, see, these things also, floats also related to activities, activity related. Okay, these two things, earliest event occurring time, latest event occurring time, these are related to event. For event, you can calculate earliest event occurring time, latest event occurring time. Okay, float, generally it is related to activity. Slack is related to event. Okay, slack, spelling correct na? Slack. SLAC, slack. Okay, slack is related to event. See, these things we need to understand completely. Okay, slack, float, types of floats, event related things, earliest event occurring time, latest event occurring time, and EST, EFT, LST, LFT, critical path, how to know, how to calculate, how to recognize critical path. Okay, so these are the things we need to understand here. Okay, one by one we will see. See, we need to start with the earliest event occurring time. Earliest event occurring time, we represent this with T suffix E. This one, latest event occurring time, we represent with the T suffix L. T suffix L, T suffix E. Okay, T suffix E, T suffix L. Okay, so related to events. So we start with this. Then we'll go to total float. What is meant by float? What is meant by total float? Free float, independent float, interfering float. All these things also we'll see. Okay. So first, earliest event occurring time. Earliest event occurring time. T. Of course, it is related to what? It is related to event, right? So event earliest means, okay, note down the definition. It is the earliest time it is the earliest time at which an event can occur. An event can occur. That means to occur that event, so the all preceding activities must be completed. Okay, to occur the event, all preceding activities leading to that event must be completed. Must be completed. I will give you an example, then you will understand very easily. Okay, suppose one network is like this. Suppose this is the network. Okay, let's assume, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Suppose A, B, C, D, E, F. These are the activities. Durations are 3 units time, 4 units time, 2 units time, 6 units time, 1 unit time, 5 units time. So just for example, event 4. Okay, what is the TE of event 4? Earliest occurring time of event 4. So as early as possible, the event has to occur. Then in how many days? Suppose these are days. In how many days event 4 can occur? See, for occurring of this event 4, all preceding activities, that means B activity, C activity, E activity must be completed, right? So for completion of B activity, A activity also must be completed. For occurring of this E activity, D activity must be completed, right? So tell me, if you complete A, B activities, A and B activities, to complete A and B activities, how many days are required? How many days are
7.
required?
7
7
days.
days are required. So that is one arrow is leading towards 4 actually. The B activity arrow is leading to 4 event. Okay. So to complete that one, 7 days are required. And 1 4 is also leading. So for that 2 days are required. So 3 4 also leading. So for that 6 plus 1 again 7 days are required. So 7 to 7. Out of this maximum we should take. Okay. Max is 7 days. So after 7 days only, event 4 can occur earliest. Okay, that is earliest event occurring time of 4. Understood now? Earliest event occurring time. You can calculate very easily. More than one arrow is leading, then maximum of all this can be, taken as a earliest event occurring time. Okay. Anyway, suppose I say, suppose like this, I will generalize this problem. Suppose this is the event and some activities are like this. So many activities are leading towards event like this. Suppose this is J, I1, I2, or otherwise I'll give this like this. Okay. Suppose 1J, 2J, 3J, right? Suppose this is T1, T2, T3. Okay. So suppose if you want to find T of J event, okay, T of 1 plus T1, T of 2 plus T2, T of 3 plus T3. Out of this, maximum needs to be taken. Okay, T of J event equal to maximum of all these three things. Okay, so previous, before event T, if you know, just we need to add the duration. The T1, T2, T3 are durations, right? So just we need to add the duration, but whichever is maximum needs to be taken. So I will give you one full-fledged example. Suppose network is like this. Dummy also I am introducing here. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Suppose this A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay. Directly I will put here T here. Suppose starting event T always 0, right? So 2 event, earliest occurring time of 2 event is how much? To occur this 2 event, how many days? Okay, I will give durations. 3 days, 2 days, 5 days, 7 days, 1 day, 4 days, 8 days. Now tell me earliest event occurring time of event 2.
3.
0 plus 3. So 0 plus 3 is
3.
3. So only one arrow is leading towards 2. One arrow is leading. So no need to worry, directly 0 plus 3. For this 4 event, TE equal to earliest event occurring time is, so it's here also only one arrow is leading. One arrow is leading. So obviously 0 plus 1 is 1. That is the earliest event occurring time of 4. Naresh, ardhamautunda?
Yes, sir.
So coming to event 3, earliest event occurring time is, but here 2 arrows are leading. 2 arrows are leading. Obviously, through 1, 3, that means C activity, through C activity, 0 plus 5, 5, and through 4, 3, so 1 plus 0, 1. So which is maximum?
5.
So 5 is maximum. So T is 5. Similarly, coming to event 5, 3 arrows are leading towards 5. 3 arrows are leading. So through 2, 5, 3 plus 2, 5, and through 3, 5, 5 plus 7, 12, and through 4, 5, 1 plus 4, 5. What is the maximum one?
12.
Maximum one is
12.
12 is the maximum one, because 5 plus 7 is 12. That is the maximum one. So now here coming to 6th event, so only one arrow is leading. So easily you can calculate, that is 12 plus 8, 20. Understood now? So I'll give reasoning also here for event T of event 1 equal to directly 0. Starting always take 0. Okay. T of event 2 equal to straight away 0 plus 3, that is 3. Similarly, T of event 4 is 0 plus 1, 1. Coming to 3, T of 3, T of event 3 equal to, two things are there here, 0 plus 5 equal to 5, and another one is 1 plus 0, that is equal to 1. So whichever is maximum, max equal to 5. So that's why 5 is the T of event 3. Similarly, T of event 5 equal to, so it is 3 plus 2, 5, 5 plus 7, 12, 1 plus 4, 5. So max equal to 12. 12 should be taken maximum for earliest event occurring time of event 5. Okay. Similarly, T of event 6 equal to 12 plus 8. Only one is there. So obviously 20. Clear? So note here. For starting event, T equal to 0. Okay. There is no note. Em doubt లేదా clear కదా మీకు? Earliest
Yes, sir.
time. Okay. So one more. Okay. Again we will do some for some networks. Before that, one more thing we will complete. So now you understood what is meant by earliest event occurring time TE. That is related to event actually. Next, what is in by latest event occurring time? Latest event occurring time, that we will see. Latest event occurring time. TL. Okay. That is TL. So it is defined as, it is latest time. Latest means as late as possible it can occur actually. So it is latest time by which an event must occur. An event can occur. Can occur without delaying the overall duration of the project. Okay, without delaying the overall duration of the project. So without delaying the overall duration of the project, so when it can occur, latest occurring time. So one simple example I will tell you. Suppose you have a project like this. Like this, okay. A, B, C, D. Suppose C needs 7 days, D needs 5 days. Okay. So A needs 2 days, B needs 3 days. Okay. So what is the duration of project here? Can you tell? Duration of project? See, what is the longest? 1, 2, 2, 4, 2 plus 3, 5 days. 1, 3, 3, 4, 12 days. So duration of project is 12 days. That means we need to complete the project in 12 days. Suppose if you want to complete the project in 12 days, so event 2 can occur by 9 days, right? Event 2 can occur by 9 days, latest by 9 days, okay? Latest by 9 days. Earliest how many days? Event 2 can occur earliest by 2 days, right? T equal to 2 here. What about TL means TL equal to 9 days. Why 9 days means, see, by suppose event 2 occurred 9 days. Then in 3 days B can be completed. So 12 days, within 12 days project will be completed. Nothing wrong in that. So event 2, I mean activity B can be started by lately, I mean by 9 days. At the time of 9 days, you can start the activity B. Nothing wrong in that. That means latest event occurring time is nothing but time at which an event can occur without delaying the overall duration of the project. So TL cannot be more than 9. Suppose it takes event 2 occurred at 10 days. Then what happens? Event 2 occurred 10 days means 10 plus 3. So to complete the project, it takes 13 days. So project will be delayed. So without delaying the project, so at what time that event can be occurred? That is actually called latest event occurring time. అర్థమైంది కదా అందరికి? Latest అంటే?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Like this, you can understand the latest event occurring time, but how to calculate this? That's very simple, no need to worry. So, like earliest event occurring time, this also can be calculated, but backwards we need to calculate. While calculating backward, tiles, more than one tile is meeting at an event. So least value can be taken. That I will explain you. Suppose okay. Suppose network is like this. Okay. The events are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this. Okay. I'll give notation. Activities A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Suppose this is 3 days, 2 days, 5 days, 7 days, 4 days, 6 days, 9 days. Suppose. So, how to calculate TL for all events we will see. First, I will calculate TE. TE of 1 is 0, right? Can you tell TE of 2? TE?
3
3 days. Very good.
9.
What is TE of 4?
6 days
6 days. TE of 3? So all the, see 3 arrows are meeting. 3 arrowheads are meeting there. So 3 plus 2, 5.
4 to 3.
7.
4 to 3.
డేస్ ఇవ్వలేదండి.
Okay, okay. Let us take H event, H activity, 4 days. Yeah. 3 plus 2, 5, 7, 6 plus 4, 10. So what is that maximum?
10
10. So that is the earliest event occurring time. So for 5, event 5, the earliest event occurring time is 3 plus 5, 7, 3 plus 5, 8, 10 plus 4, 14, 6
15.
plus 9,
15
15. So maximum is
15.
15. So this already we know. So here note. TL of last event equal to T only. Okay. TL of last event equal to T of last event. Right? TL T must be same for last event. Starting event T 0, of course TL also will get 0. So for last event T TL will be same. Okay. Write like this. For last event TL equal to TA only. For first event TL, TE both will be 0. Okay. For last event TL, TE equal to duration of project actually. Project duration. Okay. Project duration only. That one. Okay. Of course. Here 15 days. So TL also here equal to 15. So here while coming back actually, suppose event 3, I mean event 3, if you take for event 3 only one tail is there. For event 3 TL equal to, okay, 15 minus 4, that means how much? 11 days. Understood now? Only one tail. 3 can be arrived backwards only through one way, one route, right? Only one tail is there at 3 event. So 11 days. So TL equal to 11. TL equal to 11 days for event 3. Coming to event 4. For event 4, see we are having two tails here. This is one tail, this is one tail, right? Two tails are there at event 4. So TL equal to, so in one way 15 minus 9 that equal to 6. In another way 11 minus 4 that equal to 7. Okay. So minimum equal to 6. See, while coming back, see TLs can be calculated through coming back actually. So while coming back, least must be taken to calculate latest occurring time. Josna, clear amma?
Yes, sir, clear.
Tails చూసుకోవాలి మనం ఎన్ని టైల్స్ మీట్ అవుతున్నాయి చూసుకోవాలి టీఎల్ క్యాలిక్యులేషన్ లో. సో జస్ట్ మైనస్ చేయాలన్నమాట ప్రీవియస్ previous TL of that event minus duration of that activity. Okay, see 15 is the succeeding event actually. So 15 minus 9 6 through another way 11 minus 4 7. So whichever is least is the TL of latest occurring time of that event. So can you tell now for event 2?
10 days.
For event 2 TL equal to, see 15 minus, again 2 tails are there. 15 minus 5 is 1 and 11 minus 2 that is 9. So what is the answer? Enta?
9.
9 is the least one. That is the latest event occurring time. Latest event occurring time is 9. So finally, for one starting event directly you can put 1 or 0. Otherwise you can calculate. For event 1, TL equal to 9 minus 3 6, 11 minus 7 4, 6 minus 6 0. So of course minimum is 0. So like that, earliest event occurring times, latest event occurring times can be calculated for all events. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So these three things we need to understand carefully: earliest event occurring time and latest event occurring time. Mahesh?
Sir, okay, sir. Clear, sir.
Okay. So now we will see what is meant by slack. This one, slack. It is related to, of course, event. So slack is very simple. Slack. Slack is difference between T and TL. That is slack equal to TL minus TE. Okay. Generally, TL will be more than TE. That's why TL minus TE is the slack. Example. See what is slack here for event 2? Slack. 6 is the slack. Okay, here we have not mentioned TL equal to here how much 6, right? Yeah, for event for 6. Okay, yeah, slack is how much here? 0. Slack equal to 0 here. Here also slack 0. Slack 0. Here for event 3, what is slack? 1.
1.
1. So for 1, slack equal to 0 here. Here also TL 0. TL equal to 0. So like this, slack is very simple. Okay. Slack is nothing but for any event, latest event occurring time and earliest event occurring times difference is the slack. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So for any event you can calculate slack very easily. Now we will see what is meant by earliest start time, earliest finish time, latest start time, latest finish time. So it is related to activity actually, that we will see. It is very simple to understand that. That means earliest start time. EST is nothing but T of tail event. That means earliest event occurring time of tail event is nothing but earliest start time of any activity. Okay, EST of an activity, EST of activity equal to T of tail event. Clear? Earliest start time is nothing but, that means suppose 2.5 activity here, EST is what? Activity 2.5. I will explain you with the activity 2.5. Yeah, tell me what is EST here?
3.
Yeah,
3.
EST is 3. Similarly, latest, okay, earliest finish time also I will explain. Earliest finish time. EFT of activity, of any activity equal to, so T, I mean, simply you can write like this, EST plus duration of activity. Okay, EST plus duration of activity. Tell me now, earliest finish time, EFT equal to
3
3
plus 5.
plus duration, 3
5.
plus 5, that equal to 8. Clear? EST, EST is nothing but tail events earliest event occurring time, that is EST. Earliest finish time means, that means, see, if you start by that activity as earliest as possible, then as earliest as possible you can finish, right? That means that starting time plus duration, that is the earliest finish time. ఏ కన్ఫ్యూజన్ లేదనుకుంటా, క్లియర్ కదా? Similarly, latest finish time, LFT of activity equal to TL of head event. So for any activity, tail event, head event, 2 events will be there. So TL of head event is nothing but LFT, latest finish time. So that activity can be by latest, it can be completed by this TL of the head event time. Okay, I think you can understand very easily that it's a very simple thing. TL of head event is nothing but latest finish time of any activity. Now tell me what is LFT here for activity 2.5. LFT is what? Activity 2.5.
15.
15. See, 2.5 activity, LFT is 15. Very simple. Just by seeing head event TL, you can tell, okay. I think you can guess now what is earliest finish time. Sorry, latest finish time. Sorry, latest start time. Latest start time. LST of an activity. Yeah. It is nothing but LFT, if you know, LFT minus duration of activity. Clear? Tell me, LST 15 minus
5.
5, that equal to 10. Okay. So LST is LFT minus duration. ఎవరికైనా డౌట్ లేవు కదా ఇక్కడ వరకు? Yeah. Now you tell me for activity 2-3. Activity 2-3. Yeah, 2-3 activity. It is like this. Two, 3 activity. T equal to 3. TL equal to 9. 3 activity. T equal to 10. TL equal to 11. Duration is 2 days. C activity. Okay. Duration is 2 days. Now tell me what is earliest start time? Earliest start time equal to how much?
3.
3.
3. So earliest finish time equal to, is it 3 plus 2? 5?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Latest finish time. This activity can be latest, it can be finished by 11 days. So latest finish time is just head event TL, that is 11 days. What is latest start time then? 11 minus 2, that equal to
9.
9 days. So like that you can calculate. Okay. Okay, 9. Understood now clearly? For any activity, you can calculate EST, EFT, LST, LFT. Okay. Tell me what is the 3-5 activity? For 3-5 activity, all these things. Activity E. Activity 3-5. Okay. EST equal to how much?
10.
10. EFT equal to
10 plus 4, 14.
14.
10 plus 4, 14. LFT equal to
15.
15. LST equal to
11.
15
11.
minus 4, 11. So like that. So for any activity, all these 4 things can be calculated easily. I think you must not have any doubts, right? Kirti, clear kadama?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So after this, see, floats are important. Floats. See, these things we understood. EST, EFT, LST, LFT, right? Then we need to discuss about these floats, these 4 things. Okay. Free, what is meant by total float? What is meant by free float? What is meant by independent float? What is meant by interfering float? So it's very simple. For any activity, float. So float is related to activity actually. Float. Float is actually flexibility time for an activity. It is flexibility time for an activity. Flexibility means, suppose if you want to start the brickwork today, so if you have float, you can start by tomorrow also. Some float is there. So the starting of that activity can be delayed. Okay, without without having any project delay. So project will be completed. Even though if you start the activity delayed, the project will not be delayed. Okay, that is the float actually. So what are these different kinds of floats we will see. First, total float. Okay, so note down the total float definition and calculation also. Total float first. Okay, So actually the starting or finishing an activity can be delayed. Okay. It is the time span. It is the time span by which starting or finishing of an activity can be delayed. Without affecting the overall completion time of the project. Overall completion time of the project. So example, suppose if you have a project like this. Suppose like this. A, B, C, D, 8 days, 7 days, 2 days, 6 days. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, like this. You know, of course, you can calculate all these things. Suppose T here 0, T here 8, T here 2. Here T how much? 8 plus 7, 15. 2 plus 6, 8. So 15, right? Obviously TL must be 15 here. Here one arrow. So TL equal to 15 minus 6, that is 9. Here TL 15 minus 7, 8. TL 0 here. Okay. So like this. Now take this, 3-4 activity. Activity 3-4. So to complete the project by 15 days, the activity D or activity 3-4 can be, how many days can be delayed? So you need to complete the project by 15 days. So it takes, actually it needs, the activity needs 6 days. So actually the event 3 can occur earliest by 2 days. Instead of occurring 2 days, okay. So you can delay by actually 2 plus 6, 8 days, another 7 days is there. Finishing that activity can be delayed by 7 days, right? Finishing of that activity can be delayed by 7 days, or starting can be delayed by 7 days. So project won't affect actually, right? Activity 3-4, it can be delayed. This activity starting or completion, okay? Starting can be at so that means to complete 15 days, starting can be at 9 days. That means delay is how much? Delay 7 days. You can delay this activity by 7 days, or finishing can be at 15 days. So of course you can earliest, if the event can be, the activity can be earliest, it can be finished by earliest, it can be finished by 2 plus 6, 8 days itself. Okay. finishing can be at 15 days. Earliest it is actually, earliest it can be finished by 2 plus 6, that is 8 days itself. Again delay can be here 7 days. So delay again here 7 days. That means total float equal to 7 days here. Total float equal to 7 for this activity. So how to calculate easily this total float? So total float can be calculated very easily like this. Suppose any activity you will have these things, right? TL and TE for both events. Suppose this is ith event and this is jth event. Activity so activity A, and it is duration is suppose Tij. So let us take this is T of I, this is T of j, and this is TL of I, and this is TL of j. So how to find total float means it's very simple to calculate. Think here, total float equal to, so what is the maximum time available? First, maximum time available. Maximum time available how much? See, if you, when you will get maximum time means as early as possible you start the activity, as late as possible you finish the activity, then that is the maximum time available. As early as possible you start, as late as possible you finish, then what is the time duration available here? Maximum time available. Maximum time available is, see, as late as possible you are finishing, TL of j, minus as early as possible you are starting, T of I. So this is the maximum available time. Required time is how much? Duration, Tij. The difference is total float. Okay? Total float is what? Maximum available time minus duration. Maximum available time minus duration. Clear, right? So I am removing this one. So total float is nothing but maximum available time minus duration. That means total float equal to TL of j minus T of I minus duration Tij. So if you start the activity as early as possible and finish by as late as possible, the gap is actually, the span is actually available time, maximum available time, but required time is only duration of that activity. The remaining is the total float. So that many days you can relax anywhere in between or starting or ending, anywhere you can relax. You can stop the work. Understood now? For any activity, suppose if it is started as early as possible, you can finish it as late as possible. Then in between, how many relaxable days are there? That is the total float. I think clear for you, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If any activity is started as early as possible and can be finished by as late as possible without affecting project duration. Then the relaxable time the relaxable time, the relaxable time is called time of that activity. Relaxable time of that activity. Relaxable time of that activity. Activity is called total float. Okay. Clear, right? As early as possible, you have started. As late as possible, you can finish. Then required duration is T. So how much time you can relax or waste? Okay, that is called actually total float. So very easily for any activity you can calculate. Suppose an activity is like this. Okay. So activity duration equal to 5 days. Okay. Suppose T equal to here 7. TL equal to 10. Here T equal to, suppose this is 3-4 activity. So T equal to 18. TL equal to 20, suppose. So what is the total flow? Tell me. Total flow equal to, see, as late as possible you are finishing, as early as possible you are starting. That means 20 minus 7. This is the time available with you, but required is only 5. That is the total float. FT. Total float is 20 minus 7 is 13 minus 5. 8 days is the total float. So as early as possible you have started the project activity. As late as possible you can complete. Then available duration is 20 minus 7, 13 days. But you need only 5 days. So 8 days can be wasted either starting or finishing or in between you can stop work. Suppose manpower is very less. So you can stop this work and it can be, the manpower can be engaged for any other activities in between if you want. Okay. So any critical activity, some other activity is very urgent actually. This manpower can be engaged to, you can stop this activity for 8 days anywhere. Okay. This manpower can be adjusted for another activity. Clear kada? A float అనేది ఉన్నట్టయితే మనకు ఆ రిసోర్సెస్ ని మనం అడ్జస్ట్ చేసుకోగలుగుతాం అన్నమాట. Okay, that is total float. So think here, while calculating total float, you should remember this. The activity, if activity is started as early as possible and it can be finished by as late as possible, then what is the available duration and what is the required duration? The difference is the total float. Okay. Next, what is meant by free float? Free float, F suffix F. Okay. Free float. See, actually, here logic is here. Any activity as early as possible it started, and as early as possible if you want to finish that activity. Any flexibility time is there, that is free float. So both things happen in earliest. Okay, starting as well as finishing will be happened at earliest. Then what will be the float available? That is the free float. So note down the definition. Free float is that duration. It is that duration by which an activity can be delayed without delaying any other succeeding activity. Succeeding means next. Succeeding activity. That means succeeding activities has to be started as early as possible. That means this activity should be finished as early as possible. Okay. So that means that is if any activity is started as early as possible, and needs to be completed as early as possible, both earliest. Okay, as early as possible, then the relaxable time is called a free float. Okay, that means finishing you should not go for up to latest. Okay, as earliest itself it should be finished. Okay, earliest you need to start, earliest you need to finish. Then how many relaxable days are there? That is the free float. That means suppose two activities are like this. So two events are like this, connected with this activity Tij. Okay, I and j. Suppose this is Te of I, TL of I, Te of j, TL of j. So what is the maximum available time? Maximum available time if both events are occurring at earliest. Both events are occurring at earliest. That means ending as well as starting are occurring at earliest. Then what is the available time? T of j minus T of I. That is the available time. So required duration is Tij. The difference is called a free float. So free float equal to maximum available time, that is T of j head event earliest occurring time minus tail event I is the tail event, tail event's earliest occurring time, this one minus duration Tij. This is the free float. Clear? Example, suppose this is 5 days, this is 8 days. Tij equal to, suppose duration is 10 days, this is 21, this is 28. Okay, so now tell me what is the free float? Free float equal to what is the maximum available time if both events are occurring at earliest? 21 minus 5 is the available time, right? Both events are occurring at earliest. Then 21 minus 5 is the available time minus 10. Duration required is 10. So 16 minus 10, that equal to 10 days is the free float.
6 sir.
6 days is the free float. So you can establish a relation between total float and free float very easily. You know, so relation between total float and free float. You see here, total float equal to, what is that? TL of head event minus T of tail event, right? This is the maximum available time. If the activity is finished by as latest and started by earliest, then this is the available time minus Tij. This is the Tf. What is free float? Sorry, not Tf, Ft. This is total float. Then free float. Free float is Te of j minus Te of I minus Tij, right? So now the total float can be written like this. So TL of j can be written as T of j plus head event slack Sj. Sj means slack of head event, that is j, right? Because you know TL of j minus T of j equal to Sj. That means TL of j equal to T of j plus Sj, right? Okay, minus T of I, okay, minus Tij, right? Just I am substituting here. So that means what happens here, which is equal to this, I will move this. Yeah, tell me what happens here. This is nothing but T of j minus T of I minus Tij plus Sj. Is it okay? This entire thing is nothing but free float. Free float plus Sj, which is equal to total float. That means total float minus free float equal to total float minus free float equal to head event slack, or free float equal to total float minus head event slack. Slack, already you know what is meant by slack. So free float is nothing but total float minus head event slack. Clear? Huh?
Yes.
Free float equal to total float minus head event slack. Okay, that's the relation. So it's very simple to establish. Okay, so you should understand, okay, what is meant by total float and what is meant by free float. So total float is nothing but if activity has been started as early as possible and it can be finished as late as possible, then relaxable time is total float. Otherwise, if both events are occurred at earliest, that means starting event as well as ending event, that means starting of the project, starting of the activity and ending of the activity is occurred exactly at earliest, then relaxable time is free float. ఈ టూ ఫ్లోట్స్ గురించి ఇబ్బంది లేదు కదా, మీకు క్లియర్ కదా? గేట్లో ఎక్కువ ఇవే అడుగుతుంటాడు అనమాట. నెక్స్ట్ థింగ్ ఈస్ ఇండిపెండెంట్ ఫ్లోట్. See, actually, in free float, as finishing is as earliest, the succeeding activities can be started as earliest as possible. That means we are not disturbing succeeding activities here. Here in free float case, not disturbing the succeeding activities. So disturbance means here the succeeding activities also can be, can be used that floats, okay, freely. That is the, see, if this preceding activity is completed as early as possible, then float can be utilized by the succeeding activities, obviously. So you are not disturbing the succeeding activities here. So that means we are this any activity is not using succeeding activities float. Okay. In total float, actually, the activity is consuming succeeding activities float as well as preceding activities float in total float. But at least in free float, we are not touching the succeeding activities float, but still we are using here preceding activities float in free float. Okay. But here in independent float, actually here, assuming without disturbing the preceding activities as well as succeeding activities. Okay. Without disturbing the preceding means previous, preceding and succeeding activities, the available float is independent float. Okay, independent float. That means if any activity is started by as late as possible, and can be completed as early as possible, then the available float is independent float. So that means preceding as well as succeeding activities can be utilized their floats freely. Okay, that means here if you take any activity, it has to be started as late as possible and it has to complete as early as possible. Suppose I j, duration is Tij. This is T of I, TL of j, TL of I, T of j, TL of j. Okay. Now here maximum available time. Maximum available time if starting is late and finishing is early equal to, see, starting is late, finishing is early. That means T of j minus TL of I, that is the maximum available time. Then independent float equal to independent float Find equal to T of j minus TL of I minus duration. Tij is the duration of that activity. Okay. Example, suppose here it is 5, it is 12, this duration is 7 days. Suppose this is 14, okay, this is 19. So what is the independent float? Find equal to, see, finishing must be as early as possible, 14. Starting must be as late as possible, 12. Okay, minus 7. That means 2 minus 7, that equal to minus 5. So it can be negative also, of course. It can be, independent float can be negative also. Okay. So like this you can calculate independent float. Clear kada? Meeku arthamainda?
Yes, sir.
Activity is starting as late as possible and finishing as early as possible. Then available time, if you see that available time minus duration of activity required, the difference is actually independent float. Okay. So again, you can see the relation actually. Relation between free float and independent float. Easily you can see independent float equal to free float minus tail event slack. Okay, that you can check it easily. Okay, in similar manner. That means free float equal to total float minus head event slack. Okay, free float. So independent float equal to free float minus tail event slack. Okay, that means total float minus head event slack minus tail event slack is independent float. So in total float, if you subtract both tail event as well as head event slacks, you will get independent float. Understood now? So easily you can calculate like this. So finally, interfering float. FINT, interfering float. See, interfering means here interfering of the succeeding activities. Okay. So interfering float is nothing but head event slack. No need to calculate separately. That is nothing but head event slack. Interfering float is nothing but head event slack. Okay. So it can be defined as it is the excess time available. It is the excess time available if the preceding activity ends as late as possible, and succeeding activity starts as early as possible. See, actually, the preceding activity, succeeding activity will be connected by head event, right? Head event of the activity. That's why. So head event slack is the interfering float. Okay. Clear kada 4 floats kuda?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So we will see one simple example. In that example, we will calculate everything. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That is dummy. Okay, H is dummy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, quickly I will give durations also. 4 days, 5 days, 8 days, 3 days, 2, 3, 7 days. Yeah, tell me quickly here, TE equal to 0. Yeah, here tell me TE. Before that, you tell me TE here at 4. 2, right? Yeah. At 3 TE, 2 plus 0, 4. 4 is the, okay. At 2, 4 plus 5, 9, 3. So 9 is the maximum. Okay. At 5, 9 plus 8, 17. 4 plus 7, 11. 2 plus 3, 5. So 17 is the TE. Then come. TL is how much here? 17. Coming back here. 3. At 3, TL equal to how much? Or otherwise here. TL at 2. Because one tail is only there here. So you can calculate there. So TL at 2 is 17 minus 8, 9. Okay, TL at 3, 9 minus 5 is 4. 17 minus 7 is 10. So whichever is least, right? So 4. Okay. Then at 4, TL equal to 17 minus 3 is 14. 4 minus 0 is 4. So what is the least? 4 is the least, right? If you calculate here, 9 minus 3, 6. 4 minus 4, 0. 4 minus 2, 2. So least is 0. Okay. Tell me for every activity, you will calculate everything. So activity. How many activities are there? 1, 2 activity, 1, 3 activity, 1, 4 activity, 3, 2 activity, 4, 5 dummy activity. Okay. 4, 5 is dummy activity. 0 duration. Okay. Sorry, not 4, 5, 4, 3. 4, 3 activity. What else? 2, 5 activity, 3, 5 activity, 4, 5 activity. So duration 1, 2, 3 days, 1, 3, 4 days, 1, 4, 2 days, 3, 2, 5 days, 4, 3, 0 days, 2, 5, 8 days, 3, 5, 7 days, 4, 5, 3 days. Yeah, now tell me total float. For 1, 2 activity total float, by seeing itself you can tell 9 minus 0 is the available time, latest head event, earliest tail event. 9 minus 0, 9 minus 3. How much? Total float?
6.
6. For 1, 3 activity, 4 minus 0 minus 4, 0. For 1, 4 activity, TL of 4 days minus 0. 4 minus 0 minus 2. 2 days, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, 3 to activity. I think everybody is following. 3 to activity, 9 minus 4 minus 5, 0. 3 to activity. Then 4, 3 activity, dummy activity, 4 minus latest is 4, earliest is 2, 4 minus 2 minus 0. So 2, right? For dummy also you can calculate total float, nothing wrong in that, okay? Okay. And then at 2 nena? Yes. For 2, 5 activity, 17 minus 9. 17 minus 9. 8 days, 8 minus 8, 0. So 0. 2, 5. 3, 5 activity. 17 minus 4. That means 13. 13 minus 7 is 6 days. Is it okay? 3, 5.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
4, 5 activity, 17 minus 2, 15, 15 minus 3, 12 days is the total float. Clear? So now, what is meant by critical path? It is important. Critical path is nothing but the path joining. The path joining. Zero total float activities. Zero total float activities. See 1, 3, 3, 2, 2, 5. That means 1, 3, 3, 2, 2, 5. That is the longest path. So it is the longest path. By trial and error also you can check it. Okay. By trial and error. Also we can find it. Example. Here 1, 2, 2, 5. How many days? 3 plus 8. 11 days. 1, 3, 2, 5. 1, 3, 2, 5. 4 plus 5 plus 8. That equal to 17. Another path is 1, 3, 5. 1, 3, 5. How many days? 4 plus 7. 11 days. Another path is, yeah, tell me, another path.
1, 4, 3, 5.
2 plus 0 plus 7. 9 days. Last one is 1, 4, 5.
1, 4, 3.
1, 4, 5. That equal to 5 days. So which is the longest? 17 days. That is 1, 3, 2, 5. So 1, 3, 2, 5 is the longest. So if they ask you to find longest path, that critical path, so without wasting your time, okay. So in a GATE exam, the time is very important, okay. So time management is very important rather than project management. So you need to check critically, I mean, by trial and error method, all paths, you can check it, okay. So the network will be very simple only. So all possible paths, you can check, and longest duration is the critical path. So anyway, we have calculated this total float. Then we will calculate free float. Yeah, tell me, for 1, 2 activity free float. Free float means earliest. Always you should take earliest. So 9 minus 0 minus 3. That is 6 only. So 1, 3 earliest. 4 minus 0 minus 4. That is also 0. 1, 3. 1, 4. 2 minus 0 minus 2. 0. Earliest. Red color. 0 minus 2 minus 0 minus duration 2. So 3, 2. 9 minus 4, right? 5 minus 5, 0. 4, 3. Red. 4 minus 2 minus 0. 2 only. 2, 5. Red, if you take red means earliest. 17 minus 9. 8 minus 8, 0. So what about 3, 5? 17 minus 4. That is 13. 13 minus 7, 6 only. Then 4, 5. 17 minus 2. 15. 15 minus 3. 12 only. So this is the free float. Understood now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So you can see 1, 4. 1, 4 activity. Head event slack is how much? 2. Head event slack is 2. That there you can see the difference, right? FT, FF difference is 2. Yeah. Now calculate independent float. IND. Independent float. Sorry. Sorry. Yeah, independent float. Independent float means the activity should start as late as possible and it should finish by as early as possible. Okay, so 1 to activity, check it. Finishing is 9, starting is 0. 9 minus 0 minus 3, 6 only. Okay. 1 3, that is 0 only. 1 4, finishing is early, starting is late. 2 minus 0 minus 2, 0. 3 2, finishing is 9, starting is 4. Of course, 9 minus 4, 5, 5 minus 0. 4 3, finishing is earliest, that means 4. Starting is latest 4, 0, 0. Okay. 2 5, finishing is 17, starting is 9. Of course, 0. 3 5, finishing is earliest 17, starting is latest 4. So 17 minus 4, 13, 13 minus 7, 6 only, right? Then
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
4 5, finishing is 17, starting is 4. 17 minus 4, 13, 13 minus 3, 10 na? 10
Yes, sir.
because tail event. So independent float is nothing but free float minus tail event slack, right? Tail event slack is here for 4 5, 2 days. That's why the difference. Okay. Yeah, interfering float. Interfering float. Head event slack 1 2, head event slack 0. 1 3, head event slack 0. 1 4, head event slack 2 days. 3 2, head event slack 0. 4 3, head event slack 0. 2 5, head event slack 0. 3 5, head event slack 0. 4 5, head event slack 0. So only 1 4 is having head event slack, that is 2 days. Okay, that is interfering float. So I think clear now what is meant by critical path. Critical path is nothing but the path joining the critical activities. What is critical activity? Critical activity is nothing but zero float activity is called critical activity. Critical activity means zero total float. Ft equal to 0. Zero total float. Float activity. That means Ft equal to 0, critical activity. Ft greater than 0, that is actually supercritical or subcritical?
Sub.
Subcritical. Not that much critical, okay? Less than criticality. Subcritical. Ft sometimes may be less than 0. Then it is supercritical. That means more attention is required. See, for critical activity itself, more attention is required. So if total float is less than 0, negative, then that is supercritical. That means extraordinary care is required. Okay, here more care, actually more care is required. Supercritical means extra more. Understood? No, extra care is required. Subcritical means normal. You can relax actually. Okay, like that. So critical activity generally total float generally may not be less than 0. Okay, generally it is more than 0 only. Sometimes, so because of some delays, okay, unexpected delays. So while recalculating the network, see, after starting up the project, after some time, okay, the project may be delayed due to some unavoidable situations, then okay, still if you want to complete the project in time, so then if you freshly if you calculate the floats, that time the total float may be go negative actually. So by mobilizing more resources like manpower and all, okay, you need to complete those activities, those supercritical activities to complete the project in time. That's why we need to identify the activities, whether it is supercritical or critical or subcritical. Okay, clear that it's based on total float. Okay.